Hello, another reading vlog. This one, I'm gonna try my best to catch up on my March TBR because I've gone off the rails, okay? I've gone way off the rails. What I am listening to now is People We Meet on Vacation by Emily Henry. I don't know how far I am into it, but this was a TBR jar, my 24 Bookstree in 2024. This was the pick. And I think I have 3 days of the audiobook left before it returns to the library. So I definitely have to get this one done. And then this one was not on my March TBR. This was on my February TBR, but I have, I think 5 or 6 days of the audiobook loan from the library. So I do want to get to this one. This is A Look Closer by David Ellis, a thriller. Heard really good things. And then I need to read A Fan Row. I have not read A Fan Row yet this month. So Spark of the Everflame by Penn Cole. This is book 1 in the Kindred's Curse saga. And I just desperately need to get to this. So these are the definite ones on this TBR. But I also have all of these here that I need to read as well. We've got, oh, come here. We've got The Great Alone by Kristen Hanna, which is another one that I pulled from my 24 books in 2024. So this is a possibility. Also need to read 7 Days in June by Tia Williams. Notes on an Execution by Danya. Not gonna try that. All the Little Things by Rachel Lee. And then Still Missing by Chevy Stevens. So we're just gonna go with the flow and see kind of what I want to read. This is going to be a very mood reading vlog, but also the library is dictating what I'm reading to. So just hang out with me and I'll update you later. I'm going to go get my nails done because I leave for Charleston on Thursday. And I'm so excited. Today is Saturday. So I'm going to go get my nails done. I think I'm going to do like a bright red, but I'll probably update you with whatever color I get. So see you later. I don't know why I'm doing so much with my hands. Goodbye. So I just pulled up to where I'm going to get my nails done, but I figured I'd let you know I'm on chapter 15 of People We Meet on Vacation, and I'm really liking this so far. It's Friends to Lovers, and I don't normally love Friends to Lovers, but this is one that I think I can get on with because I'm liking it. So I'm hoping that I have a book in my hand. Maybe they won't talk to me. Is that rude? I just want to relax and get my feet rubbed. Like, don't talk to me. Just let me sit. But yeah, I just wanted to say that. Nothing really of substance, but I'll talk to you later. I'm just sitting down to eat my lunch and I figured I would update you because I do have some reading updates. So I did finish People We Meet on Vacation. I'm giving this one a 4.5 star. I really enjoyed this, and I don't typically like Friends to Lovers. And the reason, though, that I'm giving this 4.5 stars is for the same reason that I don't like Friends to Lovers. It was very obvious that Poppy and Alex were meant to be together. Like, you all are in love with each other. Can you not just tell each other that? Can you please just communicate and tell each other that? That's my issue. But this is one that actually, like, it did work for me. I really, really liked their relationship. I liked that we got these flashbacks to these vacations that they took when they were younger, leading up until they, like, something big happened and then they didn't speak for 2 years. So I liked getting to see the development. I liked getting to see them from when they first met in college. And then they could not be any more opposite. Could not be like any more opposite. Poppy is very just fun and full of life. And you have Alex, who is very kind of anxious about everything. And he's stoic and he is just kind of straight-laced. And they just worked so perfectly together, though. They complemented each other so well. I had a fun time with this. I really did. Really, really did. And I'm kicking myself in the butt for not picking it up sooner. But yeah, I'm just like, with any Friends to Lovers, I just find it very hard to believe that they don't know that each other is in love with each other. Did that make sense? Like, you're gonna know if someone has feelings for you. And so I just find it very hard to believe with Friends to Lovers. But God, this was so good. This was really good. And I feel like this was a little, like, the sex scenes were a bit more like risque than Emily Henry usually does. So am I just crazy? I don't know. But I enjoyed this. This was a lot of fun. And now I am on chapter 17, page 201 of Spark of the Everflame by Penn Cole. Okay. What is this book about? What is this book about? Okay, so we're following our main girl, Diem. Now, Diem is a mortal living in the mortal world. This world is ruled by the Descended. And so the mortals are very just looked down upon. They are just trash, as per usual with fantasy romance books. And Diem is a healer, and her mother is also a healer. But her mother at the beginning of this book has been missing for, I think, about 6 months, and Diem wants to find her mother. So she comes across a man who she saw her mother talking to, and she's like, he is a Descended. Why is my mother speaking with the Descended? So when a job opportunity comes available for her to go and work in the royal palace on the Descended, there was a explosion or something. And so she goes with a friend to check on these children, to work on people, the Descended, the royals. And she ends up healing the princess, and she sees Luther. Is that his name? I should know this. I think his name is Luther. Luther. It starts with an L. It starts with an L. And he is the prince, and his father is dying. So he's about to be the king of the Descended. But there's also this rebellion called the Guardians that her lover boy. So I think this is going to be a love triangle, because she's already like kind of, well, their relationship is a little like it's going downhill. He still very much has feelings for Diem, but Diem is, something's changing in her. She's having all these visions, all these thoughts, these feelings, and something's changing. Something is, it's a brewing in her. So she's not really feeling the same way about this guy as she usually did, as she used to. And then, little Princey coming in here, he's gonna mosey his little way into her heart. That's yeah. I know that this is slow burn. I've heard it's like slow burn. But yeah, that's where I'm at with this book. I don't really know. Well, I have a feeling it's about to, the plot is gonna really take off soon because I'm like halfway through this book. So I think things are gonna pick up, and I'm not expecting much from the romance, at least in this book, because I do, like I said, I've heard that it is very slow burn. So I'm not going to judge it for that. I do like a good slow burn enemies to lovers. So I am very much looking forward to this. And I'm very just excited to be reading another fantasy romance. So I'm having a good time so far. I did not show you all my nails. So this is what I went with. It's not red. I couldn't find the exact color that I wanted. And then, so my toes are just this color. And when they put it on my toes, I was like, I don't think I want that all over my nails. So this is just what we went with, and I love it. I like it a lot. But yeah, I'm gonna eat my lunch. I have like a little Chipotle burrito, and I know why these people have such a hard time rolling these, okay? Because how do you do it? Look at this. Look at that. Somebody help me. And then I have, because I put beans in here. I didn't want to waste a whole can of beans. So I'm going to shut up and eat my lunch, and I'll update you all later. Okay, so I just finished Spark of the Everflame by Pitt and Cole. I liked this. This is promising. I think I'm going to give it 4 stars. Yeah, 4 stars. I agree. This is definitely going to be a slow burn romance because there's like no romance in here other than Diem and Henry. Henry is the other boy that I was talking about in the last clip that I updated you all on. And then I was right. Luther is the prince's name, but he is not the king's son. He is the king's nephew. And it's kind of known to everyone that he will be the next king once the king actually, when he dies. But that's not what happens. I did not see the ending coming, like, at all. I mean, I knew that there was going to be something up with Diem, but I was not expecting that. And in the next book, I'm hoping that we get more from her mom, Diem's mom, because that woman, she's up to something. She's up to something. And I'm going to predict that her stepfather, I don't know. I just have a feeling about him that he's going to cause some issues. He's definitely going to cause issues, I think, for her. So, yeah, but the whole point of this is to catch up on my TBR. But I really want to go into book 2. Because the way this ended, I'm like, how are people going to react to this? I don't know. We'll see, though. We'll see. I liked this. So, yeah, I'm intrigued. Okay. Well, I think next I'm going to pick up Look Closer by David Ellis because my library hold is probably going to be running out soon. So I'm going to try to get through it. And then, so today is Tuesday. Maybe I can get like a majority of it read today or listened to today. I'd like to finish 2 more books in this vlog, and I'm leaving on Thursday morning, like bright and early Thursday morning to go to Charleston. So I want to get it up on Thursday. Can I do it? Can I finish Look Closer and then one that's actually on my March TBR? We'll see. I don't know, but I'll update you. Hello! It has been quite a while since I have updated this vlog. Honestly, I thought about just not finishing it, but no, here, I've got plenty of footage, so I'm gonna finish the vlog out. I'm going to see it through, okay? And I am almost a week of being back from Charleston, and Cheyenne and I had a really good time. It was nice to see some authors and just spend time with Cheyenne. So that's the main reason why I went, and we had a good time, and I'm grateful for the time that I got to spend with her. So it was a good time, and my nails did not last. They started chipping, and I cut them off because I don't like long nails. I don't like it. So there we are with that. This is why I never get my nails done. Okay, books. I will not be reading Look Closer. Honestly, I started this and then I was very confused, and then I just wasn't in the mood for it. And then my audiobook returned, so I have another long wait for this one, and that's okay. Maybe then I'll be in the mood for it. So what I'm currently listening to is Disgrace by Brittany Cherry. This was the prompt for my give a previous DNF a second chance. And I have to say, I am definitely liking this better the second time around than I did on the first time. This book is following Grace and Jackson, and Grace and Jackson are from a very, very small town. It's a very sort of religious town, a very town where people are just very much stuck in their ways, very judgmental, very gossipy, you know, just kind of like small town life where everyone knows everybody, everyone knows everyone's business. And Grace is going through a divorce, and no one in her town really knows about it, and she's sort of embarrassed about it because no one in her family has ever gone through a divorce, and she's like, I'm the only one. And she also finds out that her husband is cheating on her. So she's just going through a lot, and she's going back home to, I don't know, just kind of like seek comfort. It's really all she's ever known is her home and her husband. And then you have Jackson, who is the black sheep of the town. Him and his father are seen as terrible people, these monsters. They do own a car garage in the town, and so he just kind of keeps his head down and does what he does, and he doesn't care what these people think about him. He's been through a lot. He lost his mother. He did not have a lot of friends growing up. A lot of people bullied him, and so he doesn't have a whole lot of people, but he seems like he's very angry on the outside, but I don't think he's an angry person underneath it all. And so I have about an hour and 45 minutes left of the audiobook, and the Southern accents are kind of bothering me, which was an issue that I had the first time around, but that's okay. I'm trying to overlook it. And they're just really sweet together. They really see a different side of each other. And Grace is learning to stick up for herself. She's learning what she likes outside of the influence of her mother and her husband. And Jackson is learning to let someone in. So I'm really liking this. I'm liking it. I'm a little sad that I DNF'd it the first time, but you know, here we are. This is why second chances are given. But yeah, I think I can probably finish this today. And then the next book that I'm gonna try and read is The Great Alone by Kristen Hanna. This book is it's calling my name. This is one that I have wanted to read forever, and then I also pulled this one out of my TBR jar, so this needs to be the next book that I read. But yeah, I will update you when I have an update. Hello. This is not the most opportune time for me to be updating you all because I am driving. I'm on like a little tiny back road. We have some family in town, and we went and got breakfast, and now we're gonna go kayaking and maybe sit on the beach for a little bit. But I was able to finish listening to Disgrace by Brittany Cherry. I had to go like run back to the house and get the cooler, and then I had to go to the store and get ice and water and, you know, adult beverages, of course. and like beach towels, things like that. So I had time to finish the book, and you guys, I'm so glad that I gave this a second chance, because I really enjoyed how their story came together, how they did take that time that they needed to really just focus on themselves and then not necessarily figure out like if they wanted each other again, because they knew that they loved each other, but they needed to give each other the space and the time to figure out their life and learn a little bit about themselves. You know, Grace had lived under her parents' thumb her entire life, and then she was married, and so she just didn't really know herself. And then Jackson spent his whole life taking care of his father and doing what he needed to do to keep his father happy and healthy. I will say there are trigger warnings in here for miscarriages. There are talk of miscarriages, and then alcoholism, because Jackson's dad is an alcoholic. So there's that. But I just pulled up to the beach, so I'm gonna get off here. Sorry if this clip is the most random, awful clip that there is, but if I have time, I am going to start The Great Alone, because I did bring it with me and I'm very excited about that. But I think I'm going to give this book a 4-star rating. So yeah, very glad that I did give this a second chance. So I'll talk to you all later. Hello. It's been a day. I don't know if you all can tell, I can feel the sunburn setting in right now. And honestly, I'm surprised that I got as far as I did in The Great Alone. So I am about halfway through chapter 15, page 261. Cookie, can you, see? I can't. Baby girl. Okay. So, The Great Alone. I don't know really how I'm feeling about this book right now. So the book starts out in 1974. We are following 13-year-old Lena. And Lena's father is a Vietnam War veteran. He was also a prisoner of war. I think he was a prisoner of war for about 6 years. So he is dealing with a lot. He has PTSD, and he is an alcoholic. And he also is very much struggling with how he feels about America. And I'm glad that actually I'm reading this now after reading The Women, because I feel like I have a better understanding of how Americans felt about this war and felt about the people who fought in the Vietnam War and how they were treated and how they didn't get the medical care and the therapy that they needed after this war. So I understand him a little bit better, like his situation. So he's very much, like I said, struggling with PTSD. He is struggling with America and how he feels about his country. He has struggled to keep a job. He has moved his family around to different places, and he gets a letter from one of his friends who died in the Vietnam War. He gets a letter from his dad saying, "My son, he really liked you. He really loved your friendship, and he wanted to leave his land and his home to you here in Alaska." And so at the beginning of this book, he's like, this is a kind of a fresh start for us. This is, it'll be better for us. It'll make things different for us. And so he packs up his family and he moves them to very, very remote Alaska. And Lena is, at first, she's struggling with it because there's not a lot in the town and the school is very tiny. But then she meets Matthew, who is around her age, and they have a friendship. And she finally is like, I have a friend and I feel more at home here than I have anywhere else, even though this isn't my ideal place for a 13-year-old. Like, there's not a movie theater, there's no malls, there's nothing here, but I feel at home. And you slowly start to see the decline in her dad. What are my cats doing? Come on. You slowly start to see the decline in her dad, and he is becoming friends with his buddy's dad. And now his buddy's dad is, the man is crazy, and he thinks that all hell is going to break loose, basically, and the government is going to come and take over your land and your money and your businesses, and they want to prepare for that. They're like, you're not taking my land, you're not taking my stuff. Just very crazy talk, and it's very toxic for her dad to be around, and he's just surrounded by this all the time, and he's drinking, and then the weather with it being dark all the time is not helping her dad at all. And so he starts hitting her mom, and Lena realizes, I don't think this is the first time that he's done this. I think now, just us being so secluded together, they live in like pretty much, I think is it like a 1-bedroom cabin, something like, it's just a very tiny cabin that they're living in. And so they can't hide anything. They cannot hide anything from Lena anymore. And she is realizing like, whoa, okay, this is serious. This is not good. And you can tell pretty much from the beginning that Lena's mother and father, they have a very toxic love. So I believe when they met, Lena's dad was 25 and Lena's mom she was 16. And so she had Lena when she was 16 years old. And she pretty much left her family and everything that she knows for her dad and sort of isolated herself for this man. And so like the signs have been there. It's been just a very toxic relationship from the get-go. And then when he came back from the war, that's when things just were not good anymore, like really, really not good. I do really like the setting of this book. You can just feel the coldness, you can feel the remoteness, and just the atmosphere. This book is very atmospheric and it's very bleak. You can just feel that it's, I don't know, I'm really enjoying it, but it did take a little while to get into, if I'm being honest. I'm sorry, you guys, my cats are going insane. Miss Cookie. Okay. I think that's all I have to say. I'm going to try to finish this book tomorrow in the morning, which will be April 1st. So technically this isn't like finishing my March TBR in March, but it's whatever. I'm counting it as my March TBR. Okay, so yes, but I will update you because these cats are driving me nuts, and I'll let you know when I finish this book. My nose is running a little bit, so if I'm a little sniffly, I'm sorry. I'm not sick. This book made me tear up, okay? I mean, I cried, not as much as I did in like The Nightingale or The Women, but this did bring some tears. Not as many as I was thinking it would, though. But it's still an emotional, packs a punch. Just like, this was really hard to read at times. This does deal with domestic abuse. And there's a lot of there are a lot of harsh things that happen in this book, and even outside of the domestic abuse. They're living in the Alaskan wilderness. It's a very harsh climate, very just harsh environment to be in. And so these characters go through a lot. And I think what I enjoyed the most out of this story was the relationship between Lena and her mother, Cora. It was beautiful, beautiful. And then at the same time, it was still incredibly frustrating because you just wanted Cora to leave. Like, you know what this is doing. You know what your husband is doing to you, and you know what this is doing to your child. And she has asked you multiple times, like, please, Mama, can we leave? We need to go. He's going to kill you. Like, we have to leave. And she just couldn't. And I realized that does happen, you know, victims of domestic abuse, you know, they often feel stuck, and very much Cora felt stuck. Their relationship was just so beautiful. I mean, all they really had was each other. And, you know, till the very end, all they had was each other, and they would do anything for each other. And it just, you know, a mother's love you really can't get any better than a mother's love. So I think I'm going to give this one a 4-star rating. I feel like the beginning was a little slow. It took me a while to get into, and also just there were parts even after the beginning that felt a little slow. It felt like it drug a little bit. Like, I mean, this is almost a 600-page book, and it definitely felt like an almost 600-page book. So there's that. And also, it just one thing after another was happening, and I feel like this might sound like an insult, but it almost felt like the things that were happening, like one thing would happen and it would be like, okay, how can I make this worse? How can something else like worse and more dramatic happen? I don't know. I don't want that to sound bad, but I did enjoy this book, okay? It just not my favorite from Kristin Hannah, at least what I've read right now. It's still a very solid book, and she's just so talented. She's so talented of a writer, and how she pulls these emotions out of you, and how she just crafts these stories and these characters. She is very talented. This one just wasn't like shining 5-star all-time favorite, and that's okay. I still did enjoy this. So 4 stars. And okay, I don't even know where all the books are that I've read for this vlog, but I had some really good books. Okay, here's one. Yeah, so People We Meet on Vacation, 4.5 stars. Actually really enjoyed this book, like a lot. Spark of the Everflame is up there. I'm not gonna grab it, but I gave that one 4 stars as well. And now this one, 4 stars. This was good. Oh, and Disgrace, I gave it 4 stars. Not a bad reading vlog, not a bad reading vlog. I think I said in the clip, I didn't finish this in March, but I'm counting it as my March reads. It's fine. And there's still quite a few books that I didn't finish in March. That's okay. That's okay. That's all right. But yeah, I am going to end this vlog. And if you have made it to this point in the video, let's do a mountain emoji for The Great Alone. So thank you guys so much for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you next time. Bye.